Hey, the KeysDAN Show. It's the KeysDAN Show. I need a new theme for the KeysDAN Show. You might hear news. You might learn stuff. You never know what you're going to get on the KeysDAN Show. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, the KeysDAN Show. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. Boom. One more time. DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know, I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Let me entertain you. Are you not entertained? Yes, yes. All right, party people. I know it's been a long time since I've done the KeysDAN Show or any iteration of the What Makes You Smarter. I think I'm just going to call it the KeysDAN Show. Now, this is not to be confused with my other podcast. If you'd like to tell your story, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous. Find that everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. But for today, this is the KeysDAN Show. Also, let me tell you about this week's shows. I have one public show going on this week. If you haven't figured it out by now, I am a DJ, a mobile DJ. I like to do weddings and parties and karaoke jams, but I do have one public show that you are invited to. Yes, you are invited to this show. Every Friday night at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas is the place to be. It's the Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam. Yes, I said karaoke. Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam. All right, party people. Now, on with the show. Today on the program, I'm going to have 10 things you need to know. Then I'm going to have maybe some history that happened on this date in history. And then maybe some of the things that are, like on this day, there's always some funny things that are happening on this date in history, or every day of the year. There's usually something, at least one thing that's happening real cool on this day of the year. I'm not sure when I'm going to start recording these, what time of the day, but I'm going to try to do them as early as possible. I know it's a little bit late right now. So if you're watching this live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, I know I'm late. I'm late to the party. So some of this news might be late, but I want to fill my head with knowledge. Hopefully you want to fill your head as well. And if you like the sound of my voice, let's do it together. Let's do the 10 things you need to know today for Thursday, March 11th. 2021. 10 things you need to know today. Number one, House passes $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package. That's right. The House on Wednesday passed the nearly $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package adjusted by the Senate, sending it to President Biden for his signature. Expected on Friday, House Democrats pushed through legislation in a 220 to 211 vote without Republican support. The package includes another round of stimulus checks for most Americans, as well as extended extra unemployment benefits. It also sends billions of dollars to city, state, and tribal governments and small businesses that have struggled to stay afloat during the pandemic. Schools will get money to help them reopen classrooms. The package includes provisions such as expanded tax credits and food aid that could cut child poverty in half. The Republicans argued that the plan was too expensive, but a Pew Research Center poll released Wednesday found that 70% of Americans supported it. This is according to the New York Times. Number two, Senate confirms Merrick Garland as Attorney General. The Senate on Wednesday confirmed Merrick Garland, a federal appeals Court judge to be President Biden's attorney general. The 70-30 vote came nearly 5 years after then President Barack Obama nominated Garland to fill the late Justice Antonin Scalia's seat on the Supreme Court. Republicans controlled the Senate at the time, and they refused to even consider the nomination, keeping the seat open until Obama was out of office and his successor, Donald Trump, took over. This time, Garland was confirmed with support from 20 Republicans, including Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican Kentucky, and others instrumental in keeping the judge off the Supreme Court. Quote, "I'm voting to confirm Judge Garland because of his long reputation as a straight shooter and a legal expert," end quote, McConnell said. Quote, "His left of center perspective has been within the legal mainstream," end quote. This is according to The Hill. Number 3. Biden plans tour to promote coronavirus relief plan. After President Biden signs the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan on Friday afternoon, he's planning to embark on a tour across the country promoting the COVID-19 relief package, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said Wednesday. Biden has received calls from Democratic lawmakers and strategists to make it clear he and the party should receive credit for the stimulus. In response to the 2008 financial crisis, Congress passed a major stimulus bill in 2009, former President Barack Obama's first year in office, but Democrats believe the plan never got the recognition it deserved for revitalizing the economy. The White House wants to get ahead of Republican opposition this time. Quote, "It will really take a sustained drumbeat to make sure everyone understands what's in that package," end quote, said Ben LaBolt, a Democratic strategist close to the White House. This is according to PBS News and The Washington Post. Number 4. Biden orders 100 million more doses of Johnson & Johnson vaccine. President Biden said Wednesday that his administration was ordering another 100 million doses of Johnson & Johnson's single-shot coronavirus vaccine. The news came after Biden, who has made speeding up vaccine distribution a priority, said the nation would have enough vaccine for all American adults by late May, at least 2 months earlier than previously expected. The urgency of the vaccine push reflected concerns that highly contagious new coronavirus variants could disrupt manufacturing and trigger another COVID-19 surge. The new order, which Johnson & Johnson suggested still needed to be finalized, will bring the federal government's total order for the company's vaccine to 200 million doses. The government also has ordered 600 million doses of that 2-dose vaccines made by Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna. Biden said his goal is to make sure the U.S. has enough vaccine, then share doses with other countries. This is according to the Washington Post. Number 5, hackers breach feeds from 150,000 security cameras. Hackers said Wednesday that they had breached security camera data collected by startup Verkada Incorporated for a host of companies, including Tesla and software provider Cloudflare. The compromised data included live feeds from 150,000 surveillance cameras at companies, hospitals, police departments, prisons, and schools, as well as Verkada's offices. The hackers belonged to an international collective seeking to expose the pervasiveness of video surveillance and how easy it can be for outsiders to access the images, said Tilly Cotman, one of the hackers claiming responsibility for the breach of the Silicon Valley firm. One video, Bloomberg reported, showed a Tesla warehouse in Shanghai. The hackers reportedly obtained footage from 222 cameras in Tesla factories and warehouses. This is according to Bloomberg. Number 6, Minnesota Supreme Court clears path for new murder charge against Chauvin. The Minnesota Supreme Court on Wednesday rejected former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin's appeal to prevent prosecutors from adding another murder charge in his trial for the killing of George Floyd. Chauvin already faces charges of second-degree murder and manslaughter for the death of Floyd, an unarmed black man who died after Chauvin pressed his knee on Floyd's neck for 9 minutes. Hennepin County District Court Judge Peter Cahill announced the ruling on the additional charge as jury selection in Chauvin's trial continued for a second day on Wednesday, with 5 jurors chosen so far. Cahill said he would consider the state high court's ruling on Thursday. 3 other former officers charged with aiding and abetting are scheduled to go on trial in August. This is according to USA Today. Number 7, Senate confirms Marsha Fudge as HUD Secretary. The Senate voted Wednesday to confirm Representative Marsha Fudge, Democrat Ohio, as President Biden's Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. The 66-34 vote made Fudge, 68, the first black woman to run HUD in more than 40 years. Morale at the agency reportedly sank in recent years as the Trump administration secretary, Ben Carson, sharply cut back fair housing enforcement. Quote, "The past year has reminded us just how important it is to have a safe and stable place to call home," end quote. Fudge, who entered Congress in 2008, said in a video statement released after she was sworn in. Quote, "But right now, for millions of Americans, that sense of security and peace of mind is out of reach," end quote. Fudge said during her January confirmation hearing that she would push to end discriminatory housing practices under Biden's push for racial justice and increased black homeownership. This is according to the Washington Post. Number 8, Brazil overtakes U.S. as nation with most new coronavirus cases. Brazil has surpassed the United States as the country with the most daily coronavirus infections and deaths. The South American nation daily death toll on Wednesday reached 2,286, its highest level yet. The U.S. daily death toll on Tuesday was 1,947, down from a January peak of more than 3,400. Brazil, which faces a surge fueled by a highly infectious new coronavirus variant, has a 7-day average death toll of 1,573. The rate in the U.S. has fallen to 1,566 as infections decline and the rate of vaccinations accelerates. Brazil is facing a mounting humanitarian crisis as hospitals fill up and some patients who could have been saved have been left to die. Quote, "It seems like a nightmare," end quote, said Mohamed Parini, chief executive of the Moinhos de Vento Hospital in the southern city of Porto Alegre. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. Number 9, Biden restarts program for Central American children fleeing violence. President Biden on Wednesday restarted the Central American Minors Program to help children fleeing violence in Central America as the administration faces a surge of migrants trying to cross the U.S. southern border. Between 2014 and 2017, the Central American Minors Program let children hoping to escape violence in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras apply from their home countries for a chance to enter the United States. The program applied to those under age 21, with parents lawfully living in the U.S. Then President Donald Trump halted the program in 2017. Biden's reinstatement of the program is part of a push the administration says will create more humane situation at the border. Republicans accused Biden of encouraging migrants to make dangerous attempts to get into the U.S. This is according to Reuters. Number 10, new details emerge of Trump's call to Trump call to Georgia's election investigator. Then President Donald Trump pressed Francis Watson, chief investigator in the Georgia Secretary of State's office in December, to look for fraud in mail-in ballots that were under audit. The Wall Street Journal reported Wednesday. The call was first reported by the Washington Post in January, but the Journal reported new details after the audio was released for the first time. Trump told Watson, quote, something bad happened, end quote, adding, quote, when the right answer comes out, you'll be praised, end quote. Watson told Trump, quote, we're only interested in the truth, end quote. The audit found no evidence of fraud. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis is conducting a criminal investigation into alleged pressure on Georgia officials to overturn Biden's 12,000 vote victory in the state. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. That's 10 things you need to know today for Thursday, March 11th, 2021. Hey, this is the KeysDAN Show. How's everybody doing out there? How are you doing out there? I'm doing good. Let's see. There on this date in history, I do have some stuff, a little addendums here because, we have to learn from history. Let's see. Fukushima nuclear disaster on this date in history. On March 11th, 2011, the largest earthquake ever recorded in Japan causes massive devastation, and the ensuing tsunami decimates the Tohoku region of northeastern Honshu. On top of the already horrific destruction and loss of life, the natural disaster also gives rise to a nuclear disaster at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant. The Fukushima disaster is considered the second worst nuclear disaster in history, forcing the relocation of over 100,000 people. During the emergency, each of the 3 operational nuclear reactors at the Fukushima plant shut down successfully, but the backup power and cooling systems failed. As a result, residual heat caused fuel rods in all 3 reactors to partially melt down. As crews searched the rubble for survivors, and the nation reeled from the earthquake and ensuing tsunami, the nuclear disaster unfolded over the course of several days. Reactors 1 and 3 exploded on March 12th and 14th, respectively, prompting the government to evacuate everyone within a 20-kilometer radius. Another explosion in the building housing Reactor 2 on March 15th released even more radiation, and thousands of people left their homes as workers used helicopters, water cannons, and seawater pumps to cool the overheating facility. The full extent of the fallout became apparent over the ensuing months with the government eventually evacuating all residents within a 30-kilometer radius of the plant. No deaths were initially attributed to the accident, although this was of little comfort to the 154,000 who were evacuated or the loved ones of the more than 18,000 people who lost their lives as a result of the earthquake and tsunami. Some have suggested that such a large evacuation was not necessary, as radiation's levels appear to have dropped below what was expected in the immediate wake of the accident. Though many were able to return to their homes, a 371 square kilometer, quote, difficult to return zone, end quote, remains evacuated as of 2021. And the true toll may not be known for decades. In 2018, the government announced that former plant worker who had served during the meltdown was the first death officially attributed to the radiation from the disaster, which today is considered second only to Chernobyl in the ranking of infamous nuclear incidents. That's things that happen on this date in history. Now, I always like to do some fun stuff, some cool stuff. Let's see. Today is World Plumbing Day. You know what's funny is I just got a new home, and they're working on the plumbing today. Yeah, so I guess this is pretty apropos in my personal life. Today, March 11th, is World Plumbing Day. World Plumbing Day is an international event initiated by the World Plumbing Council, held on 11th of March each year to recognize the important role plumbing plays in societal health and amity. amenity. Sorry. The WPC, through its member countries and its partnerships with bodies like the World Health Organization, works all year round to promote the benefits of safe plumbing. But in 2010, it decided to launch the concept of embedding a single day on the world's calendar dedicated to plumbing. The history of World Plumbing Day. The idea was that on March 11th each year, people all over the world would pause to reflect on the vital role plumbing plays in the preserving their health and way of life, in the case of countries like ours, or in building sustainable, disease-free futures for millions in the developing world. And so World Plumbing Day was born, and it is big and getting bigger all the time. Today, on the continent of Australia, Europe, and Africa, events are organized to mark the occasion and draw attention to the importance of good plumbing and sanitation. In China, England, Germany, India, Canada, North and South America, and many more places, industry leaders like us here today, governments, policymakers, and community-based organizations are promoting World Plumbing Day. How to celebrate World Plumbing Day? Well, okay, once again, on a personal tip, I did say I was getting a new place that was having plumbing installed. Well, the place I'm staying in, the faucet was malfunctioning, so we had to replace the sprayer on the kitchen sink. Yeah, so we went over to our local, I guess not the local hardware store, the giant conglomerate hardware store, Lowe's. In no way a sponsor, by the way, and picked up a new replacement sprayer and are currently installing that. How about that? Let's see how to celebrate. Right now, today, in offices and training colleges, on work sites and in classrooms and in legislatures and parliaments around the world, World Plumbing Day is being marked and recognized in media releases and magazine articles in Chinese, Hindi, English, German, and Spanish. The message about the link between good plumbing, sanitation, and human and environmental health is reaching millions of people each March. World Plumbing Day, encouraging health through plumbing. World Plumbing Day recognizes the critical link between health and plumbing facilities. Indeed, the bathroom plays a significant role in maintaining our health all around the world. Everybody understands the role of sanitized plumbing solutions to cut germs in their path. Just how many germs live in your bathroom is unclear, but it's the place where you can find some of the most harmful bacteria, such as bacillus, gram-negative rods, kochi, and gram-positive rods. These different bacteria types are harmful to the human population and can cause a variety of health concerns, such as skin infections and pneumonia. Some types are also resistant to antibiotics, which brings a completely new meaning to World Plumbing Day. Indeed, good plumbing is not just a nice thing to have to keep your bathroom looking pretty. It's the safest and quickest way to maintain and protect your health. Supporting initiatives to develop plumbing on World Plumbing Day. Let's be honest, not everybody has access to the same plumbing system. Populations in developing countries don't always have toilets or even running water. While it's making us appreciate our bathrooms a lot more on World Plumbing Day, you can actively decide to share your plumbing with others. No, it doesn't mean inviting people to see your bathroom. But you can have a look for organizations that help to bring modern plumbing facilities to some of the most impoverished countries on the planet. Toilet twinning charities can make Toilet twinning charities can make a massive difference to the health of individuals around the world. You could donate to a charity that helps to build toilets in developing areas. Additionally, you can find organizations as Who Gives a Crap? Who gives a crap? That sell recycled toilet paper and repurpose 50% of their profits to build toilets. Introducing healthy bathroom habits on World Plumbing Day. There's a reason why your parents taught you to wash your hands after going to the bathroom. It ensures that you can wash potentially harmful bacteria away. Did you know that if everybody washed their hands after a toilet break, the risk of catching diseases would be almost non-existent? Not that we catch diseases only in the bathroom, but most of our usual stomach bugs, flu, and other infectious viruses could be contained with proper hand washing techniques. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Make hygiene your top priority on World Plumbing Day. You can teach your kids always to wash their hands. Besides, you can also introduce a bathroom routine to keep everything as clean as possible. Changing your hand towel every week is a no-brainer, but also remember to keep your apparent plumbing clean to avoid any contamination. Nobody likes mold patches in the shower. Supporting your local workers on World Plumbing Day. Plumbers have a huge responsibility when it comes to health. On World Plumbing Day, celebrate your local plumbing expert is the best way to spend the day. No, it doesn't mean throwing them a party, but you can steer away from harmful do-it-yourself practices that end up being a false economy. Do-it-yourself repair jobs at home can turn against you if you don't know what you're doing. I'll admit that. I don't do things if I don't know what I'm doing. In fact, I bought a mailbox today, and I've never installed a mailbox, but I quickly did a YouTube search. I actually did a search on the U.S. Postal Service, and I figured out how to plant a mailbox. Now I know. Gaining knowledge. How about that? And being a new homeowner. Kind of scary. But I digress. Back to World Plumbing Day. So if the toilet gets blocked regularly, or if you notice that your pipes are wet to the touch, it's best to get in touch with a professional plumber. Plumbing knowledge protects your home hygiene. You could damage your pipe or plumbing system, while a plumber can identify the issue and fix it while keeping your system safe. Appreciating modern facilities on World Plumbing Day. Taking care of your plumbing is part of your maintenance duty as a homeowner. Plumbing is not often high on our list of priorities, especially when everything works. But on World Plumbing Day, you can start a new habit to keep your plumbing system working for as long as possible. Learning some of the quick fixes for everyday plumbing challenges can help you look after your pipes. Regular maintenance is necessary. Why not take the time to get your pipes checked for potential clog risks and condition assessment by a professional plumber. You can also include sewer inspection to avoid bad surprises when your sewer pipes suddenly clog up. Additionally, you can banish harmful chemicals that are too aggressive on the pipes. Instead, use filters to capture potential obstructions such as hair before they enter the system. You can also add a water softener solution to reduce issues that can develop as a result of prolonged exposure to hard water. Keeping your pipes clean and free of obstacles. Keep your bathroom safe. All right, party time. March 11th is World Plumbing Day, amongst other things. And then you had a little history. Hey, that's it for this edition of the KeysDAN Show. I know it's been a while. It's been a while since I've steered away from the What Makes You Famous podcast. But if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. Now, the KeysDAN Show, I'll try to do it daily. I'll try to do it a little bit more often than I was doing it. I was doing it pretty regularly, almost every day, at least the 10 things you need to know today. And that was keeping me up on current events. And if you'd like to stay up on current events and you like the sound of my voice, hey, stick with me. I'm not just gonna have this streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I'll also put it up as an audio podcast as well. And I'll leave the videos up, so if you want to watch them afterwards, or if you are watching them afterwards, please have fun and enjoy yourself. And if you like what you see, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and let them know, hey, the KeysDAN Show, check it out. And the What Makes You Famous podcast, hashtag What Makes You Famous. All right, that's it for this edition of the KeysDAN Show. Make sure you catch me Friday night at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. If you're anywhere in the area, Come on out. It's a video dance party, karaoke jam, full bar, kitchens open, pool tables. They got a pool tournament on Friday nights. So come on out to the Rab Friday nights. Hey, that's tomorrow night, isn't it? That's it for this edition of the Keys Dan Show. It's March 11th, 2021. I'm Keys Dan, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.